くぞジェノサイカッタ
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we're going to figure out as to whether or not the new Guilty Gear card set is actually worth pulling for. Do you really need the card set compared to maybe some of the other OP card sets that are already in the game? Now, we're only going to be comparing to one card set. We're just going to be comparing to the Akane set, and we're going to be using Ino as our guinea pig. Now, the Akane set is one of the most OP sets in the game. This is a terrific set for pretty much most characters in general, except for maybe some defensive characters are an exception because it does increase attack by 21%. You get a solid 21% increased attack, plus this extra 12% gives you another 12%, which is 33% solid attack in total. Attack is what's going to give you the most CP or combat power, and then you have a 30% chance to deal an extra damage equal to 150% of attack upon landing an active skill. The immunity is nice for PvP and even in PvE whenever you're almost about ready to die, but this is really what we're focusing on. We got 33% extra attack, and then you get to deal extra damage equal to 150% of attack upon landing an active skill. And then there is no cooldown on this, there's just that 30% chance. So it's a pretty OP set, PvE set for characters. It's really, really strong, and obviously we're going to be comparing it to the Guilty Gear set, which is this set right here. Now this set's pretty interesting because it gives you a solid 21% extra attack, and only to the Guilty Gear fighters it's going to give them an extra critical rate by 7% and critical damage by 70%, and then you have a 50% chance to increase attack by 20% for 5 seconds when a Guilty Gear fighter lands a critical hit. Now this is really important because this set actually increases your critical rate. You're going to be doing more critical hits, and because you're going to be doing more critical hits, there's no cooldown on this. You're pretty much going to have this increased attack by 20% up all the time. Yeah, it's only going to last for 5 seconds, but there's no cooldown on this thing, and you got a 50% chance. So especially when you're spamming your skills, the more critical hits that you're doing, the more often that this proc is actually going to land. You're pretty much going to have it up all the time. The other thing about this set is it really increases your CP compared to the Akane set. So I'll show you that right now. So if you take a look at my CP right now, we have 58,136. Now, my character is at level 20. She has 2 imprint stones. The more CP that your character already has, the more CP that you're going to gain when you put certain card sets on them. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'll go ahead and I will unequip these 2 imprint stones. Okay. And right now our CP is dropped to 41,000. Okay. So we'll go ahead and equip the Guilty Gear set, right? Oh no, girl. We have 41,000. Didn't mean to click on that. We'll hit this here and see how much we got. So now we have 47,000. So we actually gained about what, 6,000 CP. Now let me show you something else real quickly here. We'll go ahead and equip that set back on her, the Akane back on her. There we go. So we gained about 6,000 CP a second ago. Let's slap an imprint stone on old girl. All right. So now we're at 48,000 CP. We'll slap this set back on her. And let's see how much we gain this time. We gained 6,000 the last time. Now we gain 7,700. And so that's what I mean, you know, the more CP that your character already has, the higher the level they are, the more imprint stones that they have on them, the more that the card sets are actually going to gain. You know, because we added an imprint stone, we actually gained even more CP from switching from the Akane to the Guilty Gear set. So that is something to keep in mind. I'm going to go ahead and slap on this last imprint stone again. There we go. Put that on her. And whenever you have 2 imprint stones on this character, then you're going to see an even bigger difference. So right now we have 68,600 CP, and we'll put the Akane set on her. And now look what happens. We are going to lose a crap ton. We just lost 10,000. So now whenever this is reversed and you switch from the Akane to the Guilty Gear set, you actually gain 10,000 CP. That is a big difference. The reason CP is important, the reason that combat power is important in this game is because there's certain game modes that require you to use combat power. One game mode specifically is the Guilty Gear, or not this here, I'm sorry, I clicked on the wrong one there, is the Gear Project right here. This is important because this depends on your CP. They recommend a certain amount of CP for you to be able to do this. Now you need about 55,000 CP to get through this, but if you had that card set and you can only use Guilty Gear characters here, it would have allowed you to really help you get all the way to the top and gain all these extra rubies, all these carnival points, and so on and so on and so on and so on, right? Well, it also does something else for you. So in the event, we have what's called Halls of Elements, and that's this here right here. Now, this is a terrific game mode because in this game mode, you can actually get Fest memories, and there is no RNG here. You're going to acquire coins as you play this game mode, these coins right here, and you're going to be able to use 2,000 coins per memory. And this changes every 30 days or so. They're going to have different memories in here, and this is going to allow you to progress through the game. It's going to allow you to develop other characters for certain game modes, for RHD, for Immortal Dungeons, and so on and so on and so on. And because if you had that Guilty Gear card set, you could add a lot more CP. You saw what happened when I had 2 Imprint Stones on that girl, right? 2 Imprint Stones at level 20, I gained 10,000 CP compared to the Akane set. No difference in cooldown cards. And something like that would make a big difference because if you have the right amount of CP that they recommend here, you'll be able to do this. On my free-to-play account, on this account, I actually was able to do this here, the 70,000 one with Eno. I actually pulled it off with Eno using a different option card to add a little extra CP, but I was able to clear it. Not only that, but you also get these goodie rewards, gold hammers, and so on and so on and so on. But the fact that you can get Fest memories from here makes this a very important game mode, and being able to gain that amount of CP helps a lot, especially for early players and newer players. That makes a huge difference in this game mode. I mean, this is really one of the most important game modes in the game because everybody can always farm. You can even use those Fest memories to make dimensional invitation tickets. So like we come in here and we click on memory, and then we click on dimension exchange, which my face is in front of. We click dimensional invitation tickets. Whatever those memories, like you just saw this Ignis memory in there, right? These memories, these memories in there, you can actually hit dimension exchange and make you a ticket right here. And these are actually just like memories for collaboration characters. Non-SS, okay? Non-SS. They have to be just regular collaboration characters like Eno, May, and Ramlethal. But this is insanely good. So that's another reason why CP would be very, very important. Now let me show you the difference in damage between using like the Akane and the Guilty Gear set on these characters, okay? So we'll go ahead, we'll play against Baiken here, and we're going to play this for about 1 minute. I'm not going to use my 3PG or nothing like that. And we're just going to make sure that we start off with the Akane set, okay? Right? We're going to play with the Akane set. We're going to see how much damage we do. So, I wanted to explain why CP would be very important in the first place to show you that does help a lot. I mean, if you're an early player and you have maybe, you're able to get all 3 of those cards, it really will help a lot, especially early on in the game. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can get it done here. There we go. And that was a nice little start right there. All right. Now, I could play these a little bit different, from each other. We'll see. But I'm not going to use my 3PG or nothing like that. We're just going to run through our skills here. All right. And we're going to do it for 1 minute. Okay, so about 100 million. You guys might as well say about 100 million with the Akane set, right? 100 million. Now, let's see what kind of damage we do with the Guilty Gear set. You might see a difference, my friends. You might see a difference. Okay. Let's switch up shop here. Love the loading screens. Every video I gotta make a comment about the loading screens. Okay. Slap this on old baby girl. gain a lot of CP. And now we're going to do a lot more critical hits as well. Let's see what happens now. All right, so I'm actually doing this again because I couldn't believe what the outcome was with the Guilty Gear set compared to the Akane set. So I'm actually going to try this again because I don't know, something happened there. I don't know. I think maybe I had a different run, but we'll try it again. All right, there we go. Come on. All right, let's see what happens. Now, we're going to do a lot more critical hits with this set because of the extra critical rate from it. And as you can, this is the same outcome that I had a second ago. So as you guys can see, I mean, 98 million. So, I mean, you're looking at, it's pretty close to about the same, right? It's about the same as the Akane set. So as far as damage, you know, the Akane did a little bit more, not a lot more, but it did a little bit more. But they're pretty close. They're not too far apart. So really, I mean, from this test alone on Ino, okay, specifically Ino, the card set really seems to be like really great for the CP bonus, but as far as actual damage, it just looks like the Akane can keep up with it. It looks like the Akane can actually keep up, because I actually did that run, by the way, with that Guilty Gear set about 3 different times, and those numbers you guys saw was the same every single time. Around 98 million almost every single time is what I was getting. So the Akane did beat it out. And you know, as to whether or not you should pull for these cards, I mean, guys, honestly, the CP makes a big difference. In Halls of Elements, it makes a big difference. It really does. It's a really tremendous game mode. And really in Demo Space also, if you're trying to push Demo Space, that extra CP is actually going to make a big difference. That's a game mode where you can actually get 500 rubies a week. So my advice to everybody is, I mean, if you already have 2 of the cards and you're all the way, you're near the pity, then I would go ahead and go for it. But if you're way back here, like me, like you're way back here, you only have 1 of the cards, I probably wouldn't go for it. I probably wouldn't. I'd probably tough it out, to be perfectly honest, because, you know, whenever I first started playing my free-to-play account, I got SS Kyo, and I didn't have any special cards, nothing like that for him, and I just used Akane sets, and I did just fine. You know, I was able to get all the way up to tier 24 in the Halls of Elements, and it only goes up to tier 25. And he pretty much was carrying me without using any kind of special cards at all for him. And I'm pretty sure that it's going to be the same thing with the Guilty Gear characters. They're pretty much going to carry you. They're so strong. They're going to carry you very well in the game without having the card set. But if you do have the card sets, it will help you a lot in certain game modes because of the extra CP gain. It will help you get through that gear project in here. It will help you do better in the Halls of Elements. And maybe it would help you damage-wise, maybe on other characters, or maybe even Ino, like in certain game modes when you have a longer fight. I mean, there's a lot of variations when it comes to doing these damage comparisons as far as, you know, what does more damage. Sometimes, you know, certain card sets will do more damage over time. Sometimes some card sets will do more damage initially just in the first rotation. It really just depends also on how many critical hits you're doing. There's a lot of little variables that come into play when you're doing these kinds of tests. But the set is OP. It really is a damn good set. And I will be testing the set on the other characters to see if there's a difference with them. Because, I mean, you just never know. Maybe on Ino, maybe the Akane is better as far as just damage. I mean, obviously CP, you're going to get a huge improvement from the Guilty Gear set. But maybe on Soul, maybe that set would be better. On May, maybe it would be better. On Baiken, maybe it would be better. Maybe on Dizzy, maybe it would be better. These things I haven't tested yet because I don't have my Baiken leveled up. I don't have my Dizzy leveled up. But before this banner ends, I will test all these characters, including Ramlethal, because I will be getting her as well, to let you guys know the outcome so that you can actually make a decision before the banner actually ends. So let me know how you're all feeling about this little comparison. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT+7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.